Carl, the 2025 season done and dusted. How do you reflect on the year for the Dons?
Yeah, overall, for year 2 in the Championship, I think we've done well. We're a very well respected Championship club now. Every club aimed up against us. Over the season, the objective was to make the playoffs, but the goal was to stay away from those bottom 4s because of those 8s that eventually haven't happened. The players internally had a higher expectation of themselves, so we've all gone away from the season pretty disappointed, which I'm all right with that. It doesn't sit well with me that we didn't make the playoffs, but it doesn't sit well with the players as well, which is very pleasing. If you have a good look at it, probably we weren't ready to make the playoffs. I've said before, over the years, like when we were trying to get into the Championship from League One and we didn't make it, we probably weren't ready. And when we did make it, we wanted to stay in the Championship, not be like others who have gone up and gone down. So, I wouldn't have been happy if we made playoffs and went out in round 1. So when we make playoffs, we're going into the playoffs to make some impact and achieve what we want to achieve, not go in the playoffs just to make up the numbers. So if you look at it from that perspective, it's probably right. We probably weren't ready for it. As much as the players and we all say a couple of games we lost ourselves. For me personally, we didn't make it for a reason, and that's because we're not ready to play playoff football, and that needs to change.
The big thing that you mentioned there, the players sharing in that disappointment, and that suggests very much that the culture that's been put in place, the ambition, the recruitment, everything's gone together to get a club, to put a squad out there that is progressive and forward-thinking and wants to achieve.
Yeah, when you don't achieve what you want to achieve, you tend to start looking around and pointing fingers and trying to find the reason why. One thing I'll never question with our players is they care. They care immensely about the club, and they'll do everything they can to get the club where it needs to be. And for some reason, we didn't make it. And like I'll keep going back to, we probably weren't ready to make it. There's no way I want to go into playoffs and go out in round 1 on the back of a big score. So when we get in there, it'll be our time to go in there, and hopefully, that will be next year. We'll have a good go at it next year. But this year we all went away disappointed. I think the fans Doncaster fans, they know rugby league. They give it to us when we deserve it, but when we were all down at the end of the year, they seem to be okay and on board with what we've done, because they realise the Championship's a very, very hard competition. But they know the boys had a good dig in the season, and to finish 8th 2 years in a row, year 2 in the Championship, we're doing okay.
And in terms of progression, it might not have been the big step forward that you were hoping for at the start of the season, but still progression, both on and off the pitch for the club. Yeah,
the club's come a long way. We always we tend to always worry about ourselves. We don't worry about too much noise, what's going on within the sport and things like that. So we worry about us, and as long as I keep saying as we make our club better tomorrow than it is today, we'll be doing okay.
When you look around the place as well as that, what are the successes of the year that you kind of point to? What are you pleased with?
Really, really pleased with we always have that block of 6 where we go away from home, and if we'd all looked at it, we were hoping we'd probably win 3 out of the 6 away, and we won 5. Just lost to Toulouse on the 6th one, and again we can look for excuses, which we don't do here. We try to look for solutions, but how much that took out of the boys was probably played a big part, because we all knew we were coming home with that back, all the home games at the back end. But we were just gassed. I think the boys put a massive effort in. We had a lot of adversity on them away games as well, with travel and stuck on motorways and stuff like that. And it took 11, went to Widnes and won with 11 players, 60 minutes. So the boys were gassed, and we picked up some injuries. And listen, we're not making excuses for anything. We didn't make the playoffs because we probably weren't ready to make them, and we weren't good enough. That's the end all and be all.
In terms of looking ahead, it's been fairly quiet since the end of the season. What can you tell us about what's going off in the background as we push towards 2026?
Yeah, really, I'm really excited for the future of our club. I've had numerous long meetings with Gavin since the end of the season, and then it led on to me presenting a recommendation to Gavin and Terry, which they've supported. With the meetings with Gav, we, as you know as well, we've had numerous meetings with all the staff here looking at the business model of the club. Obviously with what we can fetch in on the business model, you'll see the supporters, everyone will see a lot different Doncaster Rugby League, very shortly in terms of content, in terms of our commercial wins we can get, in terms of our hospitality and stuff like that. All that extra we're bringing in will be given to the playing budget, along with the support that Terry and Gavin have given us. So the future of this club, now we're ready. We've been in the Championship 2 years. We've had a look. We're going to have a big go at it next year and within the next 2 years, with the destination wanting to be Super League. We'll be in a position now where you'll see the calibre of players we're going to bring to the club. And this is purely on us doing things right. I can assure everyone, you see outside of our club, all the noise and all these clubs getting in a bit of trouble. I said 20 years ago we'd never ever do that here. So we'll build. I'm pretty sure we've got some real exciting stuff going forward. Next year's our 75th birthday, so we'll celebrate that massively. And the coaching staff, myself, we've all got the blowtorch on us now to make this club achieve where it should be. So I'm really excited, really excited. I'll openly say this, never ever been in this position in my time I've been at the club. So everything's looking really positive, and if we can add, the thing is, Liam, we don't feel we're too far off with what we already have in the building, contracted. So if we can add 5 or 6 quality players to what we already have, we should be okay. Obviously the Championship's going to be a different competition next year. There's more challenges because the League One and the Championship have merged, so it's going to be one league. Everyone's asking, how's it going to work? The comfort I took from the RFL meeting was, it's a NFL hierarchy system. Don't try and work out how it's going to all work. November, we'll have 26 games. November, we'll get our home and away fixtures. Featherstone, Rochdale, all those clubs will get theirs. They'll be a bit different. So I've not really stressed myself worrying about what the league looks like or how we'll just wait till November, get our fixtures and get on with it as we do here. But I just want to reassure everyone that the loyal fans who've stuck with us, we're, as you know, we're going out, we're looking at introducing a bit different season ticket, and we want people to come here and it be more than just a game. We want a bit of a party atmosphere. We'll really go from where we are to, we need to get up here. And we'll take a leaf out of Wakey, Lee, they're our inspiration. Hull KR, these clubs were Championship clubs 5-6 years ago. And they're all in the top 6 of the Super League. So if we do it right, why can't we? And that's how I feel. And this club deserves everything to get to the top. The supporters deserve it, the players deserve it, the owners deserve it, all the staff deserve it, and the coaching staff know, they know what the situation is, they know where we want to head, and they've got to open the doors as well. We want, you know, what we're wanting to do with content and all that. It grows the game. So, Donny Rugby League, the days of it just being, you know, the interviews with the players and play the matches. Hopefully, those days are gone. We want to see some action, and there's no excuses.